Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing language of corporate filings, and let's just say Southwest Gas Holdings might be trying to pull a fast one with their latest report, or maybe just sharing some not so exciting news. Before we dive in, if you like getting the real story behind company reports, make sure you're subscribed. And hey, we've got a great community over on Discord where we break these things down even further. So the link is in the description below, you won't want to miss it. So what we have here is a Form 8K filing from Southwest Gas Holdings. Think of an 8K as a report of significant events that the company needs to tell the public about immediately. It's like when a company has a big announcement or a major change, they have to file this. This particular report is dated August 6, 2025. It's all about their results of operations and financial condition, meaning they're giving us an update on how they're doing financially and what's going on in the business. What they're telling us is pretty straightforward. On August 6th, they put out some summary financial information for the public and the investment community. This information covers their performance for both the second quarter and the first 6 months of 2025, ending on June 30th. The really important part is that they've attached this press release and summary financial information as an exhibit. That's where all the juicy details are, or at least the details they want us to see. They're calling it Exhibit 99. They also mentioned this is being provided under Item 2.2 of Form 8K, which is basically a spot for reporting earnings releases. They also clarify that this is being furnished, not filed, with the SEC, which is a subtle reporting earnings releases. They also clarify that this is being furnished, not filed, with the SEC, which is a subtle legal distinction, but doesn't change the fact that the information is out there. Now, this filing doesn't contain detailed financial tables right here in the 8K itself. That's because they've referenced an attached press release where that summary financial information lives. So while we don't have the full breakdown in this specific document to scroll through, the core message is they've released their second quarter and year-to-date financial results. Southwest Gas Holdings is the parent company for Southwest Gas Corporation. They're primarily involved in the natural gas utility business, operating in several states. Their common stock, which is called SWX, is traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So looking at this, the story isn't about a sudden catastrophic event or a massive new deal. It's about their ongoing operations and how they performed financially in the first half of 2025. When companies release summary financial information like this, especially with an 8K, it's usually because they've hit a milestone like the end of a quarter or a half year and they're sharing the performance numbers. The signature here tells us who officially signed off on this report, which is Robert J. Stefani, the Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This is standard practice, showing that the company's leadership is aware and approving of the disclosure. Now, what does this tell us about Southwest Gas? Without the actual financial data here, it's hard to make a deep dive into numbers. But the fact that they're reporting on their performance for the quarter and 6 months ending June 30th means we should look for their earnings reports around that time. Typically, these reports would cover revenue, expenses, profits, and key operational metrics that show how the business is doing. For a utility company like Southwest Gas, performance is often tied to factors like weather, regulatory decisions, customer growth, and the cost of natural gas. If they're reporting positive results, it might mean a mild winter that reduced heating demand, leading to lower costs combined with stable or growing customer numbers. Or it could mean they've successfully managed their operating expenses and passed through costs efficiently to consumers. If the results were less than stellar though, it could point to warmer weather impacting usage, increased operating costs that they couldn't pass on, or perhaps regulatory challenges that limited their ability to earn a fair return. Generally, utility companies are seen as stable investments because people always need gas and electricity, but their growth is often limited by regulations and slower expansion compared to tech or manufacturing. So while this 8K itself is brief, it's a signal that important financial updates have been released. The real key would be to find the actual press release and summary financial information they referenced. That's where you'd find the numbers that tell the story of how Southwest Gas Holdings performed in the first half of 2025. Now, looking at this report generally, Southwest Gas Holdings, like many utility companies, operates in a regulated environment. This means that profits and prices are often determined by government bodies. This provides a level of stability, but also limits how much they can grow or how quickly they can adapt to market changes. The information here is very high level. It's basically an announcement that they've announced their interim financial results. We don't have specifics like revenue growth, net income, or earnings per share directly in this document. However, the existence of this filing means those numbers are out there. For a company like Southwest Gas, investors would be looking for consistency in earnings, steady customer growth, and efficient management of their infrastructure. They also need to manage their debt effectively, especially given the capital-intensive nature of the utility business. The risks for Southwest Gas would include changes in energy policy, the volatility of natural gas prices, and the need for significant investment in infrastructure to maintain and upgrade their pipelines. They also face competition from other energy sources like renewables, although natural gas is often seen as a bridge fuel. In terms of company direction, Southwest Gas has historically focused on providing reliable energy services to its customers. Their strategy likely involves expanding their customer base in their existing service territories, improving operational efficiency, and potentially pursuing acquisitions or investments that align with their core business. This filing is minimal in terms of new information itself because it's just pointing to other documents. It's a formality to ensure they're disclosing when they release earnings. So what's my take on this filing without the actual numbers? It's a sign that Southwest Gas is operating on schedule with its reporting obligations. It tells us that their financial performance for the first half of 2025 isn't tied to some immediate crisis or a groundbreaking new development that would warrant more detail in an 8K. It's the regular business of reporting results. The value really lies in what those results actually show. Are they growing? Are they shrinking? Are their costs under control? And how are regulators treating them? Those are the questions the attached summary financial information would answer. Alright, that's our breakdown of this particular filing from Southwest Gas Holdings. What's your take on what this means? And more importantly, what do you think their actual financial numbers are showing? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this explanation helpful in navigating corporate speak, please hit that like button. It really helps us out, and subscribe so you don't miss future deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community. Link in the description to keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.